All right, you guys, it is spring. Officially, it is spring. The weather's warmed up, the ground is thawed, and we've been working really hard to get this garden back into a beautiful state. And we have a massive job ahead of us today. And that is cleaning out this 40-foot row of raspberries. This raspberry patch has been so productive for us over the years. We've done it in the back to Eden style, and it's been incredible until about 2 years ago. So we had a massive amount of snow, feet of snow that landed, and it really knocked over a lot of this patch. So I waited for last year. I figured it will spring back. I knew we wouldn't get a ton of raspberries, but I expected a good turnover so that we would have lots of raspberries this year. That did not happen. We ended up with the worst grasshoppers we've had since we've lived on this property last year, and they decimated all the new growth, which means, again, no raspberries for us if we don't do something. So we're going to actually overhaul this patch. The plan was for it to be a bit wild, to be a little crazy, and more like a patch rather than a maintained garden space to fit within our food forest style garden. However, I have decided that that's not going to fit anymore because the snow keeps on happening. We need a solution that's going to at least save the heart of this raspberry patch. Now, this raspberry patch was inspired by a childhood farm that I grew up going to. They had at least a 90-foot row of raspberries that grew the best, sweetest, biggest raspberries I've ever had in my life. My goal is to be able to make a raspberry patch that my kids and our friends' kids are able to come in and eat as many raspberries as they can until they are full and happy and covered in red, beautiful, sweet juice, and to be able to freeze and produce raspberries for our family. So this patch has been that for us in the past. It's going to be that once again in the future, but it's going to take a huge amount of work to get there. I'm going to tell you the plan. It's a little windy today, so I don't know how much filming I'm going to do, but I'll take you along for the process. Let's tell you what my plan is, and I'll show you sort of as we go. The plan here is to take out these T-posts and replace them with 4x4 treated lumber posts. I'm not a big fan of treated lumber, but I need something that's going to last through our weather. We're going to dig out all of this space. So it's about 8 to 10 feet wide in most places. We're going to dig it all the way up. We're going to use these tools here. We have a shovel and a broad fork, and then I have my trusty pitchfork that has most certainly seen better days. Everybody on the farm today is going to be all hands on deck. This is going to make us tired. We're gonna work. We have a treat planned for dinner tonight. We rarely ever go get dinner, so that's gonna be a special treat for us as a reward for getting this entire patch done today. So here's my helper for right now. The other helpers are cutting down some trees on the property, and then they're gonna join us. So let's get going. Well guys, this is gonna be harder than I thought. This was a back to Eden garden, so I figured the soil would be super soft. Now the soil is amazing right here, but we've already been working for a good 40 minutes and I've only made it about 4 feet, maybe 3 feet. And I have helpers. Shoot. Creeping grass, crabgrass, quackgrass, whatever you want to call it. People call it all kinds of things. I think it's a creeping fescue. I need to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Is a nightmare. It grows all winter long, and it loves mulch. No fun. So we're just gonna keep on going. So this is what we're up against. So it comes up and it looks like that, and these rhizomes go in the ground, and then they go and they go and they go, and they can go 30 feet. And these are so strong. These little pieces here, right there, that is so strong it can go and bore through rock and wood and fence. And you see this right here? It's literally boring its way through this fence.
That's a tiny root.
And anytime you don't get all of this out, then it turns into something like Medusa's head. So if I snap this off here, it's gonna make multiple more rhizomes that come out and look like that. So that's what has managed to find its way into this entire patch. It is extremely strong and very hard work to pull it out. You probably wonder why am I doing this anyway? Because with the Back to Eden method, you don't dig, you lay cardboard over the top of it, smother it out. Well, that does work. However, I have to dig anyway because I have to dig out these raspberries, and what ends up happening with this grass is it bores through the root ball of any other plant. And so in order to save the raspberry patch, I have to hand dig each raspberry out of the ground and separate out those grass roots in order to save them and get the stuff actually out of the garden. Is this something that we're ever going to be under control of in this garden? With raised beds and sheet mulching, perhaps, but in this section, since that's not really ideal, this might always be a battle. That's just honest. When you're gardening, you know, it's just work. It's just what it is. So, you know, is this good work that you want to do? Absolutely. It's good work I want to do, that's for sure. All right, you guys, I've been at this project for the entire day. So far, I've only managed to get that far and down the path a little ways. Here's my best advice to you. Find somebody who gardens like you and who does it better than you do, and ask them what their opinion and their advice is. You don't have to follow it, but at least it helps you know you're not alone. Because I had a friend call this afternoon and they garden so much better than I do, and for market, and they do the same type of gardening that I do. Do you know what I found out? Their struggles are exactly the same as mine. It's an ongoing battle. And so what did it help me do? Keep going. It helped me keep going. You know, it's just part of the process. When you're trying to garden in a completely different way, it's just part of the process. So new plan. It's still similar to the old plan. I'm gonna flip this and show you. So I've been putting my dug up starts. I actually have asparagus and raspberries there. Don't do this. Get a bucket of water and stick it in there. I'm gonna plant those. Get a bucket of water and put those in there until you're ready to plant them. Hopefully they'll be fine. I didn't think about that in time. So this is the section I've done so far, and I completely dug this out. This was definitely the worst of it. And what I've decided to do is, this section right here is actually not so bad. It looks awful, mostly because this is how a raspberry patch looks like after winter around here anyway. However, that section right there, I'm gonna dig out. So I'm just kind of going raspberry plant by plant, seeing, you know, how bad is the grass. So like those ones I was able to get the grass out of them, I'm gonna leave them. I'm still gonna sink 8 4x4 posts. They're gonna be 6 feet tall, so just like the one in that corner back there. I'm still gonna sink those in here, and I'm gonna make 2 mother rows down the center of this so that I always have a section that lives, and then I'm gonna let the rest of it continue to be wild, because I really do love this forest garden crazy style that I'm going with. I really like it, and it's fun for the kids. They get lost in the patch, and I want to maintain that, but I also don't want to lose my raspberries every single winter. And here's a quick update on this garden, because honestly guys, I really need some positivity in this day. So last year we dug this part out. It looked just like that. Total disaster. There's a plan for this, and I am moving forward with continuing. So I will maintain this. I'm adding in some new stuff. I'll show you that in another video, but this is all done. I got this done yesterday, and I got all of this kind of redone. And basically, we got to pull all the rocks out of this space. You can't even tell what it used to be, because that periwinkle or vinca, whatever you want to call it, it has just taken over. So I'm going to dig all that out, reset this area. The grass is not, it looks worse than it is. I can dig that out. That's my strawberry and asparagus patch. So I'm going to start, I'm gonna get a path over to that first gravel walkway right there today, and that will look really nice. And then I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna just work on this strawberry patch, and I'm gonna move my way this way instead of my original plan. And I'm just gonna reset this whole space as I move that way. And I'm gonna do this first because these strawberries will be bearing in June, and then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna work on this area. You might be wondering, why in the world do I have a garden this size, and how can I possibly maintain all this? Well, it was maintained, in fact, very well for a long time. And then if you go back and watch any of my previous garden tours, I explain a lot of this area and what happened here. The short of it is chickens, voles, creeping grass. Those 3 things, and life that blew up in my face. So 4 things, that's what led to this disaster. So don't worry if you have a back to Eden garden. This is not necessarily the fate of it. Please don't get discouraged. This is doable, it is fixable, it's maintainable, and I will tell you right now, the absolute saving grace of this is that this soil is beautiful to work in. It is dark and black and loose and airy, and that is the work of all the wood chips and organic matter I put into this garden for the last 8 years. So don't be discouraged by this. We're gonna keep going. I'll show you it when we're all done, and then I will go ahead and wrap up this video. Be looking forward to our very first spring garden tour. I think I'm gonna film it this week because I've got some really nice weather coming tomorrow. And I think it would be fun to show you the garden a little bit earlier in the season than I normally do. Plus, if you are in my zone, which is a zone 4 or 5, however you want to say it, it doesn't really matter for vegetables. That's really only for perennials. But it is time to start planting. So if your frost date is June 1st, give or take a few weeks, then you guys can start planting your cold weather stuff outside this week. I'm going to be starting. Stay tuned for that video, and I will take you along for what I'm planting this week. I managed to get a path over to the Broad Fork. I got that done. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in and plant some more raspberries in here and start prepping holes. My mom went to go get the 4x4 posts. I don't know if I'm gonna put those in today. Probably not. I'm running out of time, although I will continue working probably till dark today, or at least until it gets too cold. This is gonna just have to be an ongoing project. I severely underestimated the work crew's abilities today and how much time this project was gonna take. I don't know what I was thinking. It happens. It's okay. So I'm just gonna keep on working. I am going to put wood chips down on this path, and hopefully by the end of the summer we will have taken back this entire garden. That's the goal anyway, and that is the main goal for this year, and I'm excited. So my mom said she can see progress. She said that is the most important thing. I'm gonna hang on to that today. Progress that's visible, even progress that's not visible. It's all important. It's all good. Stay positive. We're gonna keep on working. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you've learned something in this, whether it's encouragement or blessing or keep on going, whatever you needed today. All right, I'm calling it good. We got the path done, got the path wood chipped, got these planted. I planted 6 raspberries right here, and I took the asparagus completely out of this patch. Yes, I got sunburned today. Pretty much only on one side, of course. This job was a lot bigger than I anticipated. I don't really know what I thought. I should have known better. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm happy with progress. That's what I'm focused on. We did, by the way, butcher the roosters on Saturday. So we're 3 roosters down. And no, I did not kill them. Fortunately, my brother-in-law saved me, so I didn't have to do that. But we did the rest of it, and the chicken stock is on the stove. So I say that's a pretty good win, right? We'll keep working on this, and I'll keep you up to date. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next one.